my channel. It's your girl Sierra, CC, whatever you want to say. And if you're new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Give this video a big fat thumbs up. And if you're not new, then welcome back. I wanted to come on here and make a pros and cons about being a flight attendant video. So I've been a flight attendant for over 6 months. So I feel like I've experienced enough to know whether I like it, love it, hate it, would never recommend it. So if you want to hear my pros and cons about being a flight attendant, stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to start with the bad and then lead into the good. But I don't really have that much bad to honestly really say, because just going to let you know now, I actually love my job. Like, I love what I do. I don't dread to get up to go to work in the morning or in the afternoon, like whenever. Like, I don't have any problem getting up, getting ready to go take a flight. So we're just gonna start with the bad. But it is not really bad, it's just a con. So the first one would probably be, can you guess? So the first con I would have to say would be reserve. Only because when you're on reserve, crew scheduling treats you like a baby, pretty much. Like, you can't do anything without them saying yes or no. So that's why I would say reserve, because if you have a line, you don't even have to talk to crew scheduling just about. So reserve is kind of a pro / con for people. For me, it's a con, because there will be times that I got dropped off at the airport and I could have caught a flight into Lexington instead of going to Cincinnati and then having someone drive from Lexington to pick me up, and they told me no, that I still had to go to base. So that's just an example of when I say they treat you like a baby. They don't really treat you like a baby, but you literally can't do anything without asking them. So for me, reserve is a con. Okay, now the next con for me would be commuting. Commuting is kind of a con for me. I don't really fly to commute. I drive, but I'm still considered a commuter. And I only say that because if I live actually in base, or if I lived in Cincinnati or close to Cincinnati, I wouldn't have to get dressed as early. I wouldn't have to drive back from the airport really late at night. So that is why commuting is a con for me. Only because getting dressed like really early and having to leave earlier than what I sometimes want to. Granted, I'm already away from my kids and family, so like I have to get dressed and leave earlier because I'm considered a commuter. And then when it's ready to go, when I get back into base, then I'm ready to be at home and in my bed. But then I have to, get in my car and still drive an hour and a half, almost 2 hours home. So that's why commuting for me is a con. It may change in the month of March when I'm at my new base, but I'll still be a commuter. I'll just be flying versus driving. So that's why commuting would be a con for me. Another con would be being away from my family. Sometimes I just don't feel like leaving them. Like, sometimes it's just like, I'd rather just be at home up under them. So that's why I would say it was a con. But sometimes, that may be a pro for people. I don't know what people really go through, but for me, it's a con. So it's just like when like Tim's off or like the kids are off on the weekends, I would much rather be at home spending the time and having fun with them versus, having to pack up and take a flight. So I'm usually off on Saturday, so that really hasn't been a big deal. But with this change coming to our family with a new opportunity for Tim, he'll be home more, so I know that will probably become more of a con for me as being away from your family. So that will have to be a con for me. And then lastly, I think the last con that I will have to say is sometimes on your overnights you get bored. And I'm one that likes to be outgoing or talking to someone, and sometimes you get a little lonely on your overnight. So whereas I bid for a 10 a.m. short call, sometimes, well, most of the time, I'm getting to my overnights or to my hotels at 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and I'm wired. Like, I can't go to sleep. I'm up. I'm just trying to, come down off working all day, and then you just want to call and pick up the phone and talk to someone, and sometimes someone's not always up. Especially if you go to the overnights and you go back an hour, then you're at 11 o'clock, but then it's midnight where they are, and you think, oh yeah, they'll be up, but that's not the case. So that would have to be probably one of the biggest cons for me, that being away from my family sometimes, and then when I want my overnights and I can't really talk to anyone, and I just feel like talking or FaceTiming someone. Like, it was one night I probably FaceTimed like three people and no one answered the phone. Like, but at the end of the day, like, they were asleep and I couldn't be mad at it. So that's definitely a con. So that's just something you have to like keep in mind, that you may not always be able to talk to someone when you're done working. Now, if you bid for the 4 a.m. and you're done flying at 11, 1, 2 o'clock, then of course you can go ahead and talk to people, but you gotta remember that you're going to bed at 6, 7, 8 o'clock just so you can be up at 2 in the morning just to get on that flight. Those are the cons for me. I don't really have many because again, I actually love what I do, and even though I have those cons, the pros definitely outweigh them. So let's get on to the pros. Let's get some good in there. So the pros, obviously, number one would have to be free and reduced travel. Free and reduced travel is amazing. So if you can, you know, get into an airline business or aviation period, free and reduced travel, you will definitely love it if you can use it. Now, I do know a lot of people who have the benefits, but they work so much that they can't use it. So if you can use it, that is definitely the number one pro. Another pro would have to be flying. I love being on airplanes. I love being in the skies. I love meeting new people. It's definitely fun, and that's definitely a pro for me, being able to meet new people, being able to get on an airplane every single day, and you just never know what the day might bring. Which leads me on to the next pro, is it's never the same thing. I always thought I was a girl who wanted an office job or work in a call center and just work a regular 9 to 5, be off on weekends, and I soon came to realize that that's not me. The fact that I know that I can go to work and it'll be something different, even if it says what I'm going to do that day, it may be something completely different by the time the day is over. And I like that, not knowing what the day has in store, not knowing that every day 9 to 5 job type of thing. So that is definitely a pro to me. If you don't like the regular 9 to 5 job, definitely go for it. Definitely go for being a flight attendant. You will love it. Another pro for me is the flexibility. Being a flight attendant, you have to be flexible, but they also have flexibility in it. So, and what I mean is, you're granted a schedule each month, but that schedule that they give you can be completely different by the time you get done switching out your days, switching out trips or whatever. And one of the things that I talked myself out of being a flight attendant for so long was I didn't want to miss holidays, I didn't want to miss birthdays, I didn't want to be away for important things in life. And since becoming a flight attendant, I haven't missed a birthday, I haven't missed a holiday. I was home for Thanksgiving, Christmas, all my kids' birthdays, everything. So the flexibility is definitely a pro, because if you need to do something on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, if you move your days around, you can get the 10th, 11th, and 12th off, and you don't even have to ask anyone. You don't have to put in a request for like a regular 9 to 5 job and have your boss tell you yes or no. You put it in there. If the system grants it, then that's your day. So I just love the flexibility. You're your own boss. You don't have to, you know, have the big league sitting right next door to you, you know, watching your every move. That brings me on to the next pro, is the independence. So as far as you basically your own boss, you go to work. If you're on reserve, you call and check in and check out. Other than that, it's you, your other flight attendant, and your captain going about your day. You don't have anyone looking down your throat and just, what are you doing, and did you do this? Like, literally, you're your own boss. You don't ever even have to see or talk to your supervisor if you don't have to. If you do your job, don't get in trouble, you don't even have to talk to a supervisor, an in-flight, or anything, unless you have like a line check or something, like they have a checkup for you or training. That's it. Like, it's you, your own boss. It's so independent and flexible, and that's definitely a pro for me. This next one, it could be a pro or a con for me, and it's a pro for me because, again, I have a significant other, and this was actually a pay raise coming from where I came. My last job is being a gate agent. So a lot of people complain about the money when you're making a flight attendant, But for me, the money hasn't been a problem. It's actually, again, I actually got a pay raise. So the money would be a pro for me. Again, I am regional, so I don't make as much as a mainline flight attendant, but I still make a decent amount to be able to survive and do what I need and want to do. So pay is definitely a pro for me. So I think I've touched on all my pros and cons. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. Also, I want to do a Q&A, so if there's any question out there that you want to ask the flight attendant or that you just want to ask me in general, go ahead and comment that in the section as well, and I will do a separate video for a Q&A for just anything, whether it's beauty related, flight attendant related. I'm just going to go ahead and do that Q&A for you guys. So I hope this kind of helped you guys, or anyone out there wanting to be a flight attendant, or just share my thoughts on how I feel as far as being a flight attendant. Again, I love it. If flight attendant is your dream, flight attendant is what you want to do, go ahead and go out there and do it. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. I let myself and other people talk me out of it for the longest, and I wish that I hadn't, because my seniority would have been through the roof by now. But anyway, everything happens for a reason. I absolutely love it, and I can't say that enough. You can do it. You can do it, and don't let kids stop you. People thought that because I had kids, I couldn't do it. I have met single mothers that are flight attendants and do it. And that was one of the things too, is I have kids that can't do it. Well, I'm finally glad that I stepped out on faith and became a flight attendant, because I wouldn't change it for the world. I actually wish that I had done it sooner. So if you're new, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and become one of my C babies. And like and comment and share below. And as a reminder, I do post notification shout outs at the end of every single vlog. So if you want a chance to be shouted out in my next video, go ahead and smash that post notification button, click the bell, whatever it is on your screen right now, and comment down below once you've done so. That way you can be shouted out in my next video. I love each and every one of you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.